Hey guys, welcome to this week's Hey Nini. Um, man, what we have in store for you. Um, we have the most incredible Renaissance man on this evening, Christopher St. Booth. He is a director, a producer, a writer, a musician, an author. I mean, this guy is just an overall Renaissance man. As always, we have the crystal of the week. We have Planet V by yours truly, Melly Mel, creative food genius. And we have the card of the week. This week, we will be discussing things about spirituality as always. We will be discussing some fears of our own. Um, and we will be discussing life as always. I'll be taking questions. I will be sharing some insight. I will be connecting with your loved ones. And I will be here on the pink comfy couch. We'll be right back with Hey Nini.
Today's show is sponsored by SLC Global. SLC Global is a woman-run company by none other than my fave, my friend, the incredible Simone Craig. She is a wealth expert and coach who loves advising her clients from all around the world how to have the mindset and money management skills to create a thriving business and live a wealthy and joyful life. Get a free report called Manifest $5,000 in 5 days at manifestwithsimone.com/5K.
Manifest with Simone. Guys, do yourself a solid. If you're in that position where you need to understand how to allocate your money, um, what to do with it, if you don't understand your money mindset, reach out to my girl. I'm telling you, life changer right there. Life changer. All right. So this week's Oracle card of the week will come right after we talk about the theme of the week. All right. So, like I said before, we're going to be talking about things of all. This show is a spiritual show, so I don't think I need to say that. Mel. I don't think I need to say that, Mel. We're talking about our fears. We're talking about finding light at the end of that tunnel. We're talking about that moment where you feel like, holy crap, I can't take another step because I don't know what's on the other side of that door. Guys, I believe that we've all been in that position where we knew that it was time for change, but we didn't know how to create that change. And that is the time where most people just drop to their knees and start praying, Dear God, show me the way, open the door, do this, do that, do the third. But what if it's not the grand creator's job to take away your fear? What if that's all part of the lesson? It's funny because I had that conversation this morning with my mom. That we are here to learn a multitude of lessons. We're here to cross paths with other people that challenge us. We're here to face our fears, jump leaps, hurdles, create new healthy boundaries for ourselves. And if we don't face them or challenge ourselves, how do we grow? This life is all about growth. It's about your spiritual evolution. That's what happens when we transition to the other side, right? All this work, all this lifing, yes, it's nice when you acquire great things and you have success, but your soul came here to grow, to challenge itself. No one grows in a comfortable situation. We grow through our fears, not by ignoring them, but by actually moving through them, healing, understanding, forgiving, and dare I say, even trusting the unknown. We can play it safe, and we can stay where we are. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or we can open that door and see what's on the other side. And sometimes it's scary as hell. And sometimes it's amazing. But we'll never know until we cross that threshold. So if you're facing something that's scaring the life out of you, look it dead square in the eyes and know that you came here to meet that challenge. Dig deep within. Your soul has all the answers you need. It's embedded in your auric field. You have a life contract. You're not going to screw it up. You may take the slow boat there, but you'll get there. And you'll be better for it. So, that is a challenge that we all have. We all have these moments of our own spiritual scream, ugly cries. Why me? Pounding on your chest. Can't breathe, snotty face. It happens. And then we grow. And then the sun comes up the next day like it always does. And we're once again reminded that all things pass. Because no one situation will last forever. It just doesn't. No one emotion will last forever unless you choose to stay there. One of the first lesson of the Course in Miracles is everything is nothing. And I'm reminded of that constantly. Because in life, so many things can be taken from you. All the tangible things, anything outside of the self. It's what's within the self that is sacred. How you shift your perspective, your heart, your words. Sacred. I pray and I invite you to step into your fears and allow that healing process, that growing process to happen for you. Thanks for sharing this mindful moment with me. We'll be right back.
Today's Crystal Cam Crystal is sponsored by Soulshine Crystal, located at 440 Main Street, Avon, New Jersey. You can stop in person or you can shop online at www.soulshinecrystals.com. soulshinecrystals.com. Again, soulshinecrystals.com.
Hey guys, welcome back. This week's Crystal of the Week is brought to us again by Soulshine Crystals. So if you guys are loving them and have loved them in the past seasons of Hey Nini, that's exactly where you can go and find them. Super easy. Tell Courtney I sent you. All right, so this week's crystal is the smoky quartz. For those of you, let me see. This thing is a beauty. Courtney, if you're watching, this is truly a beauty. The smoky quartz is a great grounding crystal. It is perfect for opening up your root and sacral chakra. It is incredible for not memory, but for your focusing problems. It's also fantastic for motivation, right? It's a wonderful crystal for motivation. It's incredible if you're using it to dissolve negative energy, and it also restores positive energy in your home, in your life, wherever you need to bring it. I often will take this with me if there's been some disruption in someone's home and we want to do a clearing or cleansing. So I'll usually travel with one of these, or perhaps maybe a smaller one, or I give them to my clients as well who are in the crossroads in their life. This is great when you're pairing it with a black tourmaline or a black kyanite, also for grounding and healing and cleansing. So this week's crystal is brought to you by Soulshine Crystals, and it is a smoky quartz. All right, I feel like next on The Price is Right. Okay, we are going to the Oracle card because Boland. So this week's Oracle card of the week is the Balsamic Moon. For those of you who cannot see the one that's on the screen, the Balsamic Moon is for healing. It is all about the healing, and it's great because that goes with the theme. And just so you guys know, when I pull these cards for the show, I don't go looking for it. I really just take what comes out on the spread. So this card is great for understanding the past is the past, and the new day really is upon you. Let the past be exactly what it is, behind you, okay? But before you go ahead and start new ventures, or new relationships, or what have you, make sure you focus on yourself and you do a little bit of healing. Because there's no joy in dragging what was into what can be. If you're not healed, all you're doing is continuously perpetuating the problem. So make sure you check in with yourself. You do the work. You do the healing. Many times we have these traumas in our life and we don't know how to heal them. And listen, I'm not a therapist. But what I do know is that they're an incredible part or component to spiritual healing. Aligning your mind, your soul body, your heart, your physical body is what this journey is all about. Go within, purge it, and move forward. All right, remember, life takes time. Speaking of healing mind, body, I think we're going on to Planet V. Mel, what do we have this week? I think the girls put together a great video, and I hope I say this right. Enjoy the video on Galoopsy. Sounds like Nipsey Russell. Do the hustle. Enjoy, guys. Planet V.
This segment of Hey Nini is brought to you by Karmic Currency. Take a sneak peek into the world of chakras and money. Understanding how your chakra energy directly aligns with your money mindset and relationship to your finances will help you gain clear perspective into them. Do you feel like you're running on empty? Tired and living paycheck to paycheck? Tired of not seeing any real change in your financial life? It's possible that you've been caught in a karmic money drama and a subconscious lack mentality. Somehow settling for less, yet wishing for more. Check out Sandy Fernandez's highly anticipated 7-day challenge, Chakras and Money. You can download it for free at www.chakrasandmoney.com/7_days_challenge.
All right, guys. Super stoked, super stoked to have my next guest on. His name is Christopher St. Booth. And let me just say a few things about Christopher outside of his incredible resume. You're going to come to find that he is an incredibly beautiful and spiritual man. I'll get into that with him. So Christopher is an 11-time award-winning, including Fright Night Filmmaker of the Year, producer, director, composer, author, and production designer. You've seen his work on Sci-Fi, Chiller, NBC, Netflix, Disney, Hulu, literally everywhere that you can find it. He is there. He is an all-around Renaissance man, beautiful human, Christopher St. Booth. We are so thrilled to have him on today, and I've been going back and forth with Christopher a couple times. I was trying to get him on last season, and then he was traveling, and this season we were trying to get him going, and so thankfully our schedules combined, and we were able to make this happen today. I have not spoken to Christopher face to face since maybe 2012, and that was the first and only time that him and I met face to face. Everything else has been via social media. And without further ado, Christopher St. Booth. Hi, love.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Hello, I love it. Talk to me.
I'm absolutely fabulous.
I love your.
Yes, I'm beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Sweet, sweet man. I'm so grateful that you were able to take this time out to share this little bit of time with me and my audience.
Well, you know, I always love spending time with you. I'll never forget when we met and what we went through. That was crazy. Do you remember all that?
I do remember all of that, and I haven't shared that experience with the audience yet because I wanted to talk about it with you. And I, to this day, talk about it though with clients.
Yes.
The wildest experience you ever had. And I say, I was up with Christopher St. Booth and Keith Age was up there, remember? And I said, we were at the Hinsdale house. And the whole place started rocking and shaking when I was doing that transition. I was clearing the house, yes? And it was so wild. I think you mentioned to me that
Yes, it did.
you put that in your book, I think you said. You mentioned it in one of your books.
I did. I put it in actually the first book, my first book, and I always remember it because we were doing the channeling in the kitchen, as I remember, and the whole place started shaking. I was on the chair with the camera filming you, and the whole chair was like going, and you were just like connecting to the house, and it was incredible experience. I've never actually felt anything that powerful before. So there you go.
I tell you, when I go in to do some clearing, I really shake things up. That house
You can clean my kitchen anytime.
make things move. I mean, true story. I was down in Australia and we were doing physical mediumship, and I actually had tables floating. I'm not bragging, but I am bragging. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, I believe it.
Let's get that on film.
No, maybe some kangaroos. I don't know.
So, one of the things I want to say is when I looked up the roster on who was going up that weekend to the Hinsdale house, I was like, all right, this is really cool. Everybody looks a little intimidating. I look like the odd man out, and you know, your portfolio was interesting then. So like now it's just 10 times better, even more so. And I was like, wow, everyone's like just so cool. And I came to meet you and you were just the kindest, sweetest soul. And I have a picture of us. Someone, I don't know who captured it, but you and I were we were having breakfast, I think, and we were talking. And you could just see that instant chemistry because I knew in that moment I met someone in my soul tribe. And it was lovely. And I think that
Yeah,
you expect
yeah. We're
you were completely the opposite.
I remember what we were talking about your loved one, I think, and we were talking about all kinds of beautiful things and staying away from negative energy, which it had a little bit that weekend, I think, and we had noticed that and how important even back then, and that was I want to say 2012. I might be wrong with those dates, but
I think you're right.
um, somewhere around then that of course the world has changed a lot since then, but ever so more important to stay positive.
Well, I think that that's what your audience finds, even though you make horror films and that's your targeted audience. You're the sweetest person. You're the sweetest person. My question. This has to be a question. In 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 your mind, where do you go to create this? Because when I look at you, I'm like, oh, his spirit is so beautiful.
um, I,
So your creative mind goes totally a different route. Then where do you go? What inspires you?
not not really, not really, because like I'll give you an instance. Like for instance, when we were doing that thing in the Hinsdale house and that started to shake and all that, my producer mind is thinking we should film this because that is like a serious, paranormal activity franchise thing because it was really that heavy, but could be considered dark, you see. But it was also light. So when you walk around, like if you're walking, say you go for a walk and you see something that makes you think, oh, that's kind of dark, or that makes me feel eerie, I just say, well, let's make a film about it. So it's kind of like always there. And it's just, for me, I'm a creative mind. So I put whether it's something that's, like in a lot of our documentaries, paranormal is very positive and it's also very, closing the what needs to be closed with the paranormal victims are out there and the ghosts that need to help closure. And so whatever it may be, I just see, I guess, a, a media format for it. And we only really pick something that's really marketable and also very strong. Like we had done the Exorcist case, we were the first ones to go into the Exorcist house and do a paranormal investigation, or having some real haunted attachments that have an incredible story behind them, but not being very afraid of them, that they're going to destroy your life. Be able to tell the story so that it makes a very good point. Like for instance, Annalise McKell, the real Emily Rose, is not a monster. She was a beautiful person because she wanted, she believed in her faith so much she ended up dying because of it. I try to find things positive, even in the horror movies we do. they're fun and they're very marketable. And dark is dark and light is light. And if you're going to do something, you got to do it right.
That's right. I believe it. I believe that. I believe that. Last week we talked about where there is dark, there will always be light, right? Because that's just the thing. The light will power the dark. Um, and good things. I think, if anything, from the work I've gotten, I come out of spaces that I've done cleansing and clearings, and the energy is heavy. Walking out of there with that lighter sense of knowing that you've helped somebody either come to awareness, education, or healing, right? And I think in the paranormal world, that's definitely
Oh,
something
indeed.
that we do for
Indeed.
people. We bring awareness into their life. We bring healing into their life. The other side of what they're
Or
experiencing.
you bring good movies, or you bring good movies into their life. You know, you bring good product. We don't serve you junk food. In our productions, we we spend a lot of time and money and everything to make something very good. You're going to eat. Our products are non-GMO and gluten free. you know, it's it's good stuff for your soul and good entertainment. As well.
What was your favorite movie that you filmed? Like your absolutely like your baby.
Probably the first paranormal film we did, which was Death Tunnel, which was shot at Wayville Sanatorium, and that's when I first started learning about paranormal, and it was such a high. And people that are involved in the paranormal that know that once you see your first paranormal um, experience, feel it, see it, whatever it may be, you're hooked. And that's what happened to me. It was fascinating to me. I had actually seen, I was able to capture what seemed like a little girl that had no eyes inside the death tunnel, and the audio was a scream. And after that, it haunted me that I needed to know more. But that film that film did very well. Sony did the film, and Universal Television Sci-Fi Channel did the documentary of the making of that film. So that's where our career started. But it truly is one of my favorite. And every one of our films and documentary has something close to me, with its Children of the Grave, which is about ghost children, or even Soul Catcher, which is about the first genocide, the Native American, and how we tried to tell this story and make sure that everybody knows that this can never happen again. So every movie or documentary we do has a very strong point, but the one I always remember was Death Tunnel because it got me started in the paranormal.
Yeah, the first one's always the baby, right? Because it's our foundation. It's our foundation. And I think just recently you guys just wrapped something up also, right? Within the last month or so. I saw a post that you guys had just finished wrapping something up. Am I wrong?
Yeah, the first one, nothing better than the first time, they say. That's right. The first hit, right? That was it.
And I think that you guys, I don't know if you heard me, but um, you guys just finished wrapping up a film, didn't you? Not so long ago.
Actually, yeah, two productions. One, which the Attached, which is on DVD right now, and it's waiting for the networks to decide what we're doing in the streaming zone. It's called The Attached, and that's a paranormal documentary film about the things you bring home that you probably shouldn't, whether it's a piece of clothing or furniture or a haunted item from a haunted place, or something that you find has incredible energy withheld, and it creates havoc into your house and into your life. We tell 7 stories of people bring things home and what may happen. It's a very powerful film, documentary. And then the new one we're working on, which is in post production, is called Never Blink. And Never Blink is exactly what that is, meaning that when you blink, there's a whole world going on in the darkness. And we found a way to capture what you're missing when you blink. And it's very scary. And that's our new film that will be coming out next year.
All right, that was the next question. I am just so grateful that you were able to spend this time with us. I'm sure that we have people who would love to ask you questions. And Christopher, why haven't we seen each other since 2012? With all the work you and I do, I'm surprised we haven't run into each other. Can you hear me? Christopher, can you hear me? Oh, bummer.
It's hard to hear you. Yeah, a little bit. I think the delay is a little
Oh,
delayed, so it's hard sometimes. But go ahead again.
what I was saying with as much as you and I work, I'm surprised we haven't run into each other again. We have to
Yeah, I was always wondered that, and I was always hoping that your beautiful face and I think your wife. Congratulations,
thank
right?
you.
Congratulations on. I believe you guys just got married, didn't you?
Soon.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Um, both you guys are. Oh, soon. Okay, you got engaged. I think it was.
I
Did you
did.
get engaged?
Beautiful inside, not only on the outside but on the inside. She's just. I'm
Oh,
so fortunate. I'm blessed. She's blessed too. She's blessed.
yes. You both you guys are beautiful souls indeed. Both you are beautiful souls. Congratulations.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much, Christopher. I'm so grateful that you were able to spend this time with me.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you and I can meet up again, and maybe we can make another house shake.
definitely, definitely. Thank you for having me.
Can you please let my audience know where they can find your work, whatever's your newest video, your album, your books?
Yeah, you can find a lot of the um, DVDs, the CDs. I do a lot of spiritual music. We do a lot of documentaries and horror films. They're on spooktv.com, SPOOKED TV.com. And then you can find also them on Amazon Prime. They're playing on Sci-Fi Channel still, and also on Discovery Plus. And then, of course, the music is all over iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Google Play, YouTube, all over. So you can find, if you type in my name, you'll find me everywhere. And we'll be putting out even a ton more stuff next year as well. So, but thank you so much for having me, and God bless you, and God bless everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So much love for you. Bye. We'll be right back with questions.
Bye bye. Thank you.
I'm sitting here and I feel like the spiritual Jimmy Kimmel. Hi guys, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed the chat that Christopher and I had. Again, one of the kindest, sweetest humans I've been blessed to meet on my journey of working in metaphysical, the metaphysical, the paranormal, the spiritual world altogether. You never know whose paths you're going to cross when you wake up and you start your day. I never in my life thought that I would be here. And seeing his lovely face just reminds me of like, wow, it's been a journey. We met in 2012. It's 2021, and it feels like yesterday. It feels like yesterday, and it was a blessing to have met him. So I am here for you guys. This is my time that we have carved out for you. Last week we were caught up in so much wonderful conversation with Annie Perron that I didn't have a whole lot of time left to take your questions. And so if any of you have questions for me, I am here for it. I know that I had gotten some questions sent in my message because some of you wanted to make sure that I got them in, but guys, I don't keep those. And I can't see. I can't see if this is. Is this current? Is this current?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if anybody has any questions for me, I'm happy. What does that say? I'm happy to take them. Need some answers on recent changes. Okay, what's that? Ramona? Can you read them out to me? Hi, Alicia.
Ramona Rosado Vargas.
Because even with my glasses, it's still too far.
Need some answers on recent changes.
Listen, Ramona, I'm happy to help you. Just, what's your question? I'm happy to help you with some questions. Just be a little bit more specific because I can tune into about every aspect of your life. Are you talking about personal relationships? Are you talking about business? Because my understanding is that I feel like a lot in your house is shifting. A lot of energy in your house is shifting, not outside of the house. It feels more inside of the house. And it feels like your heart center is shifting. It feels like there's a process of leaving or mourning. So I'm going to need for you to just kind of, did she elaborate? Mel, I can't see
No.
here. Did she elaborate? What did she say?
Oh, and family issue, 2 deaths and family issues.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the family issue since I'm already connecting to that psychically. I'm now connecting to the spirit energy of it, although I did realize that there was a loss. And I'm also realizing we need a bigger teleprompter. So, all right, so in regards to the family energy that's going on in the home, here's the thing. I feel like you're trying to please everybody and cover too much ground. Sometimes you have to let things balance themselves out. You cannot be the healer and the fixer of all things. Everyone, it's like I feel like it feels like 4 people are trying to find their place here, and you want it to come together quickly, but life takes time. Ramona, life takes time. How about figure out which lane you want to be in, feel where you want to go, how to navigate, and less of trying to help heal the other people because they have to do something on their own. It feels like these people are kind of like on their own paths, and you can only be present for it. You can't be puppeting it. So I hope that helps you. Thank you. Did something else pop?
Hi, my friend just passed. Was it without pain? Morgan Chemowski?
Okay, Morgan. Hi, Morgan. How are you? Okay. Let me just answer this for you and anybody else who may have this question. When we transition, the soul will never feel the absolute physical death. Our soul is always removed from our physical bodies, even if it's a fraction of a second prior to our transition. So your friend in life perhaps maybe knew that. I don't feel like it was an illness. I actually feel like it was sudden, to be honest with you. I feel like it was a quick impact with death. Um, can I think? Okay, thank you. Um, no, they did not feel the absolute death. I hope that brings you a little bit of comfort and a little bit of pain. We have incredible teams on the other side of angels and guides who are always on the ready there to help us so that we don't, because the soul, the spirit doesn't die, the body dies. The spirit goes on. So I hope that helps. Let's see. What is
We have a question on the YouTube.
Okay.
What enhances your intuition?
What enhances my intuition?
That's the first question. Any advice to others on how to be more in tune to their own intuition? This is from Anya.
Okay, so I'll start with the first one, the first question. This is a question from our YouTube audience on what enhances my intuition. Honestly, I trust it. It's practice. It's a muscle. Um, I was born understanding that I saw spirit, and then by the time I was 9, I realized that not only was I connecting to uh, the divine energy, spirit energy, but that also I can understand energy and what's to come in people's lives by connecting to that. Do I believe that we all have the ability? Yes, I do. And I explain it like the piano theory. Anybody can play the piano. Not everybody's going to be great at it, but everyone can play the piano if they fine tune those skills. So it's a series of discipline and really sitting in practice and trust. When you surrender to the work and you trust, it's all going to come together beautifully. Yes, it's learning a language that's between you and spirit. Yes, it can be a little intimidating, but the work is not about the person who's doing the reading. It's all about the person receiving the reading. And when we can eliminate our personal egos, doubt, and fear, the most beautiful healing begins to happen. How can one begin the journey? What was the second question from Anya?
Any advice to others on how to be more in tune to their own intuition?
Yeah, the question is advice to others on how to be more in tune to their own intuition. One of the easiest examples is claircognizance, right? Just it's clear knowing. And it happens to everybody, and the perfect example is if you look at the phone and you say it's going to ring and I think my mom's going to be calling me, and then 2 seconds later the phone rings. That's energy connecting right there. That's intuition. That's clear knowing. Clairvoyance is clear vision. We all have sometimes that little movie that happens in our head and we're like, ooh, that was crazy. I know I've seen that before. And some people call things deja vu, which deja vu, for my understanding, is your soul checking in saying you're exactly where you should be at this time. So, trusting your intuitive nature, that gut feeling, that vision, and just speaking it, that's the first step. Being afraid that you're going to say the wrong thing isn't serving anyone, and it certainly isn't going to serve your growth. My friend Leona said, "The only thing you'll ever regret is what you don't say." So, I'm gonna use Leona's line. The only thing you're gonna regret is what you don't say. If you see it, feel it, smell it, taste it, understand it, say it, and let that muscle grow.
All right, we have one from Michelle Musso. Moving my parents. It's happening in a couple weeks, up to me from Florida. Will I be able to find them a place to live that's affordable, and how soon?
I keep on seeing the number 4. Did she say she was moving them up here in 4 weeks, or was this just what I'm seeing?
A couple weeks.
Okay, I feel like within 4 weeks, I feel like there's something that's found. Or the number 4, which would be April, which, I hope that they don't have to wait that long. But I'm definitely seeing the number 4 very prominent. Affordability really is a matter of perspective. Do I think that you'll find something? Yes. Do I think that it'll be something they can afford to pay? Yes. Do I think it's what they're used to? No. I don't. I feel like it is going to possibly be a little bit more. It looks like more money, less space, which feels like that in itself feels like that could be a little problematic and there's going to take some adjustment. So I would say, yes, you find something not exactly cheaper and not exactly bigger, but they will find something. It does feel quite lovely to me. Good luck.
Okay, we have a question on the YouTube live from Camila. Can you tell me if my father will be okay?
Camilla.
Camila.
I believe her father is still here with us. I believe he's. Uh, it just feels like a very slow roll in his healing. It feels like this is lingering or taking time. I don't feel that there's 100% healing that happens here. There's a sense of also like him having weakness in his lower extremities, either now or it becomes problematic. It definitely feels like his extremities just feel weaker to me. He feels very fatigued. I also feel like something regarding his appetite isn't what it used to be. He's on the road to healing. Is what I can say right now.
Okay, we have another one.
Thank you, Camilla.
From Andrew Moorhead. I feel like I'm being watched. How can I tell what it is?
I'm making an assumption here. I feel like what you're trying to say is you feel like spirit is watching you, Andrew. Um, you know, our loved ones come forward and visit us all the time. And while their physical body may change, their spiritual body does not. So you could be feeling the energy of your loved ones that are coming to visit you, especially if you're sensitive. You'll feel it even stronger than someone who isn't in tune with their own spiritual nature or empathic self. But as I'm connecting to Andrew's energy, I do understand what he's saying, and I feel like this is probably residential or in that home, in the home that he lives in, which feels like maybe an apartment. And the understanding is this energy actually has been lingering there for quite some time. I don't feel it as a negative. It actually does feel male, the male counterpart. Um, Probably maybe late 50s, early 60s, and I understand he either had a heart attack or some sort of congestive heart problem. Um, but it was like a sudden transition. But nothing that feels like it's there in malice. How can you make it a little bit lighter? Transitioning a spirit can be tricky if you don't know what you're doing, but you can set healthy boundaries with spirit as well. So say prayers, light a white candle, call upon Metatron, which is a great angel for transitioning spirit over to the other side. And I hope that helps you.
Okay, we have one from Shanna DeCampos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for results for a campaign I am in. Do I win a seat?
Would I be correct in saying this is more of like a school board campaign or something to that effect? Because I feel like it trickles in very late. I feel very tied here. And would this also be your first time on this board? Because I feel like this could feel like a little sketchy. The who knows who factor. I want to say possibly next time around.
We have another.
Unless this is your second time running.
We have another question from Camila.
Mm-hmm.
And are my grandparents with me?
Camilla. Yes, actually, your grandmother feels stronger than your grandfather, Camilla. Um, the feminine energy feels a little bit more present than the masculine energy. I'm 5'8". I see her coming in possibly 5'3". 5'3". I don't see her much taller than 5'4", but probably more so 5'3". And I believe her hair was short or pulled back because I don't see it framing her face. My understanding also is that I smell a lot of fresh breads or cooking or something that they smell like she would make things like tortas or something bread. Um, if someone has like coffee every morning, I feel like eggs are like an absolute in the morning or something like that as well. Um, she also shows me a June birthday or or anniversary, and when she smiles, I believe, or he smiles, actually, it's his grandfather. When he smiles, I understand he's missing some back teeth. This is my right side, on the right side. Just know that your grandparents are here and they love you and that they're sending you their love. Thank you.
Okay, Alicia
Mm-hmm.
Mary says, my ex won't share her financials when it comes to finalizing our divorce.
Okay.
Is she hiding something? Also, I have been having dreams that are significant, like my tooth falling out, etc. What does that mean?
Okay, so it's a two-part question. So let's address the financial aspect of her ex. Actually, yes, I feel as though she's making more money than she's addressing, and I don't know if she has an additional income or cash income, because I feel like the cash doesn't match the. Oh, I'm calling people out here. This is shady. The cash does not match the the books. It just seems off. Um, but I do feel like there's a meeting of the minds, or something does come together. You guys work something out, but it has to be shown. It's just not going to stay that way. So yes, it does come together. Also, the dream. I love a good dream message. Doesn't necessarily mean that someone is dying. I know back in the day, people would say if you dream of your tooth falling out, then someone's going to die. It also can mean the end of something. So what that says to me is that your your divorce is coming to an end. It is getting finalized, and new teeth come in. New life happens. So good luck with that.
Camilla said, thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Camilla.
And she had mentioned that her father had an infection.
There you go. What is that?
Alicia Mary, perhaps an inheritance she is hiding.
You're so welcome, Alicia. I'm not sure where the cash flow is coming from, but it does look like the cash flow. So I hope that helps. Guys, thank you so much for spending this hour with me. Thank you, Christopher St. Booth, for coming on and being so gracious and sharing your story and your light with us. Next week, oh, well, no. I don't know if you guys, for those of you who did not see my live this week, we're going to be doing a little shifting and changing to the Hey Nini show. After some polls and some questions, we've decided to go daytime. So we'll be coming on live Thursday, November 18th, and we'll be on every other week after that. My next guest is Jordan Emanuel. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us this week. Remember, your heart is your home. Always welcome yourself back home. Remember, your heart is your home. Always welcome yourself back home. We'll see you November 18th at 12 noon. Or not. Maybe I'll just stay.
Today's show is sponsored by SLC Global. SLC Global is a woman-run company by none other than my fave, my friend, the incredible Simone Craig. She is a wealth expert and coach who loves advising her clients from all around the world how to have the mindset and money management skills to create a thriving business and live a wealthy and joyful life. Get a free report called Manifest $5,000 in 5 days at manifestwithsimone.com/5K.